Hello, welcome back to my channel and welcome to my July favorites. Today I'm going to be showing you everything that I loved throughout the month of July. Obviously, I've got some great SPFs, my two favorite fragrances of the moment, my favorite lip combo that I cannot stop wearing. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's kick it off with my absolute favorite lip combo right now. Ever since I started wearing this, I cannot stop. This is the lip combo that I'm wearing 70% of the time, if you're wondering what's on my lips, to varying degrees, because you can kind of make it a little more sheer, a little more full color. It is the Maybelline Superstay Teddy Tint. This one specifically is in the shade Petal Core, and it is just perfect for me, IMO. I think it goes with almost everything I wear. I think it just looks bright and natural and pink, but not too bold, but looks like I'm wearing something on my lips. I like to pair it with a brown lip liner. I've got lots of brown lip liners that I love. But right now my favorite is the Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil. I know the girlies are obsessed with this. Wherever Walnut, I think, is what a lot of white girls are wearing. Too light for me, too cool tone for me. So if you tend to like the same lip pencils that I do, Limitless Brown, it's the tits. Also from Makeup Forever, I've been loving these Artist Color crayons. They launched these sort of recently, and I really, besides like these lip paints I think that they came out with maybe 7 years ago that I didn't like, I've almost never not liked a Makeup Forever launch, so I was really excited about these. They have ones that are highlights, some that are more matte, but they're all super creamy, supposed to be blendable, long wearing, and I've been using a few of them. This one is in the shade Anywhere Caffeine, and I've also used Limitless Brown and Wherever Walnut, which I think are their three really popular ones. I've used these like bronzer, well, yeah, actually kind of like a bronzer, bronzer, blush, sort of contoury, really nice to draw on the face. I did like a little Instagram reel about them, so if it's up, I'll link it down below. And then this is the blush shade that I cannot get enough of, Blushing Pink. I've used it on my face as like a cheek kind of blush situation. I've used it on my lips, on my eyes. It is just, again, if you like the types of shades I like, it's kind of rosy, pinky, peachy, but yeah, they're really easy to work with, and I really like them. I've been wearing a lot of like skin tints, lighter products, even in foundation. I'm trying to go really light coverage. I went to a NARS event the other day. I'm wearing the NARS like reflecting foundation right now, and the makeup artist used such a tiny amount of foundation, so I was like, I gotta start doing that, especially considering the price of foundations lately. So recently Quo sent me this brush. It is their Teardrop Complexion brush. I love this. I love it for my lighter weight tints like my Milk Tint, my Danessa Myricks, the new L'Oreal, but I also used it with the NARS foundation, which is a little bit more like medium coverage. First of all, I love this teardrop shape. It's really nice for kind of getting under the eyes, swooping around the face. Like, it's just a perfect shape, but it's super dense. And I feel like I haven't used a lot of really dense brushes lately. They don't all do the same thing. They're not all built equally, but I have to say I'm always impressed with Quo's brushes. Now, they're not the cheapest, but they're very good. They're very high quality, and the ones that I love and I've had for a very long time. So if you're feeling spendy, or you see it on sale, or you got some extra PC Optimum points, consider this, because it's really nice. And I think it actually does come in a duo. There's like an even smaller brush you can use for concealer too, really good. But this big guy is my jam. I'm so excited about these L'Oreal highlighters. I think they're actually very unique at the drugstore, which is hard to do lately because the drugstore feels like it's just the dupe store where everything is just a dupe of high end. Like, can we all be creative and individual? You know, it doesn't mean that the drugstore doesn't need to have good makeup. The only good makeup isn't high-end, you know what I mean? Anyways, what I think is unique about these is they have no shimmer, no glimmery bits. It's really like what they call it is a glassy kind of shine, like a wet kind of look to the skin, which I think is really pretty great if you have texture. These are the Lumi La Glace highlighter sticks. They also have another version that's less glassy, more like typical highlighter, I think. I've tried both the shades. I have Glassy Pearl and Glassy Sunset Amour. I don't think you need both of these. They sent them to me, that's why I have both. If I had to choose, I'd probably choose Sunset Amour. I'm actually wearing Glassy Pearl today because I couldn't find Sunset when I was looking for it. But they have a very slight difference in the tones. This one is obviously just a little bit lighter. This one is a little bit deeper. But either way, on the skin, they have a beautiful glow. They have no texture chunkiness in there. So like, if you do have texture, obviously a highlighter is going to highlight that. But it doesn't enhance it anymore, make it look chunky. Very easy to work with. I've used my fingers. I've drawn it on. I put it on a brush. And I think they're quite unique. Quite unique. I have two different fragrances to talk about. Both are very summery, but very different, but both very good. Let's talk about this first one here. It is the, I got my notes here. Okay, I came prepared. This is the YSL Yves Saint Laurent Libra Low Nu alcohol-free perfume with green mandarin and bergamot. I love anything mandarin. I love bergamot in my scent, so I was really excited about this. I love the other Libras, but they're very dark and sexy, which I really like, but this is like light and still sexy. It's maybe like golden hour. Is that the time of day perhaps? But this is so beautiful. It says it's a layerable scent, fresh citrus and fruits, green mandarin, bergamot, and orange blossom. Ding, ding, ding. 3 of my favorites in there. It says it's a citrus floral fragrance, reminiscent of long Mediterranean summers. Yeah, I agree. And I feel like it's a water-based fragrance, which is interesting. It doesn't have that sharpness that some fragrances can have that are really, really alcohol-y, and it lasts really well on the skin. I love it so much, and I love the packaging because that matters. Then this is the Ellis Miami Nectar. Also love the packaging on this. It's got a good weight to it. I love this color. I wasn't super familiar with this Ellis Brooklyn brand, but I got it at like an influencer event, and I would have probably never picked it up because it says it's coconut and pineapple, and to me, I'm like, kind of reminds me of grade 7 of like body mists, and it's so coconutty and it just chokes you to death, and it smells like the beach but in the worst way possible. This is like an elevated adult beach in a not sexual way. Not that kind of adult beach, but it's warm and spicy with warm and sweet gourmand pineapple, coconut water, sweet amber. I think the amber is what kind of makes the difference here. You get the sweetness from the pineapple, from the coconut, but then you get that depth coming in. You get the wave of adulthood where it doesn't smell like a, what is it, a Calgon body spray, no offense to them. And it's also magnet. So nice. But yeah, I really like this. It's so summery, it's so fresh. Be great for vacation too. Delish. My skin has been acting up as usual. What's new? No surprise. But I've been really actually loving this new serum. And again, I think this is really unique. This is the Blume Mariel clarifying serum, and they're actually a Canadian brand. They are new to Shoppers Drug Mart. Really nice kind of weighted packaging. But what the ingredient in here is the ingredient in here is one that I love so much, but I've only ever tried it in spray format, and now it's in a serum. It has hypochlorous acid and then a gluconolactone and allotonin. But I love my hypochlorous acid sprays. I love it, love it, love it. I use it throughout the day, in the middle of the night, after a workout, and I really feel like it's helped keep my acne at bay. So when I saw that this serum also contained it, I thought that was so fascinating. I think it has aloe in here too. It's vegan, no alcohol, fragrance free, I'm pretty sure, but it has like this great gel-like texture. It absorbs into the skin so quickly. If you have oily skin, this is not gonna leave like a residue on your face. It does feel hydrating, but it doesn't have like a thickness to it, a super creaminess. It's like a gel-like formula. So great if you're an acne-prone, oily, girly, and if you're looking for something that's like suited to that type of skin type without it being super harsh on your skin. I like it, I like it. I have 3 different SPFs to talk about. The first are from Ultraviolet. I have to say, these are some of my favorite SPFs on the planet, like my favorite SPF brand that I've ever come across. I really love everything that I've tried. This is the Ultraviolet Extreme Hydrating Body and Hand Screen Water Resistant SPF 50+. I love this all over my body. It does not leave a white cast. It actually does feel very hydrating, like a moisturizer. It has a little shimmer in there, but it's not super noticeable. Like the first time I used it when I went outside, I was like, oh, okay. Like it wasn't, you know, Twilight vibes. So it's subtle enough that if you wanted to wear it every day, you could. But just the texture on this is really beautiful, feels really hydrating. And then on my face, this is the Queen Screen Luminizing Sunscreen. It's SPF 50+ again, and it just has this little droplet. I really like the texture. Again, it has like a glowy look to it, but it's not greasy. I've worn it under makeup. I think it has like a nice look on the skin. It's not leaving super like kind of white cast or anything like that. And I love the glass bottle. Then this is the newest sunscreen to me. It is the Aqua Bomb Glow Stick, also SPF 50. First of all, this looks like, I don't know, like a deodorant, or I don't know, it's so interesting. It's like brown jelly clear stick. If you have super oily skin, you might not love this unless you're gonna wear it on its own. My back is starting to hurt, I gotta lean back. It says it's pore blurring. I don't notice that at all. I don't have a major issue with pores, but it is very glowy. So to me, it's kind of interesting that it would also be pore blurring. It almost has that feel to it like it's going to be a filler. I don't have huge issues with pores, so I didn't notice much of a difference. But what I did notice is there was 0% white cast on this because it is essentially transparent. You just draw it onto the skin. It looks like it has sparkles in it. I didn't really notice any sparkles on my skin. It definitely looked glowy. It felt a little glowy, so I'm not sure that I would be like putting this on as my SPF that I'm going to wear when I want to like make my makeup last forever. But as a sunscreen that I would just use on its own, like the other day I was running out, drew it on my face, still rub it in because you can miss areas on your face and you'll find out later when you get a burn in that little triangle patch on your face. But as an on-the-go travel easy thing that you can draw on, it looks really good on the body too. I have to say I was impressed. If you're not going out in the sun, or if you are going out in the sun and wearing your SPF all the time and you still want to get a tan, I've been using this lately. As you know, I've become a self-tan girly in the past 6 months. I've only played around with Sanrope so far, but this is the self-tan Sanrope Luxe body serum. I've used this maybe 3 or 4 times now, and I have to say it's been a really good experience. It's a little different than the typical foam in that you can't really tell where you put it on, so I made a little bit of a mistake, but it feels really hydrating. It feels really good on the skin. You technically don't need to shower it off after. I still put it on at night and shower it off in the morning just for best practice. I feel like it makes my skin look more even, but it says it has niacinamide and collagen enhancing complex, and it really does feel like the other self tanner that I have from them is just a self tanner. This feels like body care and a self tanner in one, but it's more of a self tanner than am I making sense here? It's more of a self tanner than some of those body lotions that are self tanners. I'm gonna keep going because some of those tanners like just do not work on my skin tone. They're like gradual, whatever. This actually does tan my skin. So only one thing to talk about for my curls today. I did try this out a couple weeks ago and I was so impressed with it. I love it so much. I picked it up during the Sephora sale months ago now, but finally got around to use it. It is the Pattern Curl Mousse. I love a mousse. If you have hair like mine and you've never used a mousse, 10 out of 10 recommend, and this is a good place to start. It says it's formulated for curlies and coilies when your hair wants weightless hold and definition. Ultralight Curl Mousse delivers pillowy volume and touchable hold to curls. I put this in when it's super wet, scrunch it, and then diffuse at least a little bit. I think that's what they say. You can use it for setting, for just like wash and go style. I still generally put at least a leave-in conditioner under it, sometimes still a styler. It depends. Like today I use like 4 different things in my hair. Other days I'll use one. It really depends on my mood. But I have to say this did a really good job, and I've used this a few times now, and with some mousses it feels like you're gonna run out immediately. I still feel like I have a lot in here, but I did pick it up during the sale. I think in the US you can also get it at Ulta, but in Canada you can get it at Sephora. That's everything I love this month, so thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to connect with me, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at SamanthaJaneYT, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!